Three.
All right, Katie, we're here to talk about your artifact 3. I'm going to do A, C, and E, and Tom will do B, D. Yep. Okay, so artifact 3A. All right, here we go. Sorry for that. All right, artifact 3A on synthesis, course readings. You use readings from our course that tied great into your paper. Rubric unpacked. Having access to all the data within the school will help in this area. So you didn't quite unpack all of them. The candidate will work well with others to develop a needs assessment. Calibration was proven in setting up the assessment team. There are some things that in this, so I'll give you a 2 on requirement for the rubric requirement. Not having all the data is critical and hard. You didn't have all the data to demonstrate proficiency in administrating the needs assessment. So you got marked down a little bit on that one there. You focused on the surveys and showed some more numbers. So you led the staff in creating an evaluation progress for the needs assessment and makes appropriate revisions for future utilizations. You focused on them and show some more numbers. So you need to add, give me some more data to go by. In other words, quality, appropriate problem solving, critical thinking were in place. I give you a 3. Mechanics and grammar. Acronyms were done properly. I suggest changing the language to a little more formal. You know, not everybody knows all the acronyms that we use within the school system. You know, sitting in on meetings when you talk to parents, a lot of times we, as educators, spit out a lot of acronyms at parents, and so give it to me like I was a parent and not in the school system, so I can understand at least the first time through. Organization, it was clearly marked and easy to follow. Alignment with descriptors, hard to reach the descriptors without presenting the data needed to support the needs of the school. So it would be 6 input for the school improvement team and stakeholders to make decisions. Works cited page was done right. That's pretty much it for A. Tom is getting ready to start B.
Yeah. Pretty strong synthesis, Katie, did a fine job here. Pardon my vanity. You used the readings from our course, and that tied in great with your paper. So a great job with that. That's one of the things I have a hard time with personally, but you did a great job with that, Katie. Thank you. Under rubric requirements, the teacher working conditions survey was used. It was very clear that you worked with others to select the climate survey for use in your school. And you need to address, in this section, we're about leading the staff to determine recommendations. That will go along with your 3B that I'm discussing here now, is that where it says the candidate leads staff to determine recommendations to be addressed, this needs to be addressed. Now, as far as quality goes, stretch it down a little bit because you are missing a couple of components of your rubric. If you wrap it, all the artifacts and all the evidences that you've put together, if you wrap that with a more complete narrative, I think you'll be okay. Your acronyms were done correctly on the mechanics and grammar piece. As you complete each artifact, make sure you go back and double check your grammar. That would be a good double or triple rough draft check or editing. Under organization, the headings are clearly marked. Your appendices clearly indicated. As for your reader, it's very easy to follow. The more pieces you have to put together in an artifact, it's great that you're as organized as you are. And so I appreciate that. I'm sure other readers will appreciate that as well. As far as alignment with descriptors, it's hard to reach all descriptors without presenting the data needed to support needs of the school. So the 2 descriptors 4B read, seeks input from the school improvement team and other stakeholders to make decisions, and works with others to engage parents, guardians, and all community stakeholders in a shared responsibility for student and school success, reflecting the community's vision of the school. That being said, if you don't get there, if you can't get there if you don't present the data needed to support the needs of the school. So that's a piece that's missing. Finally, your references are in place where they should be. Good job on that.
All right, 3C. Course readings, the first part. I'll give you a 4. You did well. The content of this artifact is aligned with the prior course readings, Katie. It would be a good idea to pull in some of your information that you used from 3A and B also into 3C. Rubric requirements, headings line up with the rubric highlights. The rubric requirements were met. Proof of working with others was present. I give you a 3. Could have probably give you a 4, but I give you a 3 because I think you could do a better job explaining it when you tie in a little bit of 3A and 3B with it as well. Quality, best effort I've read from this candidate. Very thorough and factual and detailed. That's your left brain, the math person you are coming out in there. You're very matter of fact. The descriptors of the meeting and details of the minutes showed problem solving is taking place. Documentation of the minutes was clear with the appendix attached at the end. That helped clear a lot of it up of what you were saying in your meeting besides just in your writings that you were giving us. Your style mechanicals in mechanical grammar. Style was simple but formal, to the point, no excess, very well written. Organization, format, bold-faced headings met with rubric points for highlight achievement. Your artifact seems to flow very well and clearly defined with proper headings labeled based in each section. Aligned with the descriptors, Katie, you listed the descriptors as part of the introduction. That was a great job. And that was one of the things that Tom was saying before about bringing the descriptors out so we could really see them. References, 2 items posted. I'm not the APA guide, so double check, possibly look. I am not the English person, okay? But it looked fine to me. I added a comment at the bottom. Great job, Katie. You were always leading the way, Katie, for the first draft for this artifact. This is well on its way to being complete and ready to submit. Now, that's in my opinion. I think when you clear up some of the things in 3A and 3B, I think it will help bring out 3C a little more.
Katie's on a roll. Here we are with
We did
3D.
nice.
Oh, Katie's a superstar. Your content is aligned with course content. 4 for that. 3 for rubric requirements. You have described and outlined who is on your SCIP team. It's evident that you worked with others to develop the marketing plan, the timeline, the feedback components, the evaluation and reflection. All of those are evident in your narrative. Your SCIP marketing plan summary contains clear dates for implementation of different parts of the marketing plan. It's a great job hitting those points that are required in the rubric. As far as quality goes, critical thinking and problem-solving skills are clear. The narrative is aligned with the rubric. Easy. That's an easy 3. Moving on, it's professionally written. There's proper grammar. Didn't find any spelling errors. Nicely done there. Again, organization is tip-top. I never have any problems with it. It's easy to read. The artifact is organized. Headings and subheadings are clear and labeled. And finally, your descriptors are listed and described. Those descriptors on 3D, again, school improvement team, community stakeholders, and the one that wasn't on B, the last one I did, is 5C1, works with others to utilize a system of open communication that provides for the timely, responsible sharing of information within the school community. That is there, those are listed and described, so good job on that. And there's the references piece is not applicable.
All right, 3E. Content was aligned with, so you got a 4 there. On your rubric requirements, again, you got a 3. You hitting all the points, but you're just not quite getting enough, in my opinion, to reach a 4 in that category. You got a list of develop a list of activities from the journal, your process journal that you're keeping. You have a detailed journal list, but you don't have much narrative and reflection with it. So out of your process journals you're having, you're keeping, reflect on it as you're writing it as well, to help. It would resolve this as well. Quality, critical thinking, and problem solving skills are clear. The narrative is aligned with the rubric. Professionally written, grammar and spelling, etc. The artifact is it's organized, it's labeled clear, descriptors are listed and described. So basically that was it for E. Okay, so if you take all of what we said of A, B, C, and D, E, the first two, what we need to see is more, in a nutshell, you need to show us more evidence, more data proving what you're doing. And as far as all of them together, as Tom pulled out a couple points with just a few descriptors to help clear this artifact up to be able to submit. Overall, I think you've done a great job with this artifact, Katie.